Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Hanukkah is almost here. It's like the third or fourth best Jewish holiday, if you ask me. It's known for many things, including the transition from darkness to light. This week in Torah, we read about the story of Dinah, which might be the darkest story in the entirety of the 5 books of Moses, which is saying a lot. Do you remember it? It's horrible, actually, really troubling. To remind you, a non-Israelite man named Shechem sees Dinah, who is apparently an adolescent girl, takes her and lays with her. 2 of Dinah's brothers, Simeon and Levi, find out, and full of rage, they trick Shechem into circumcising himself and all of the other men in his clan. And then when the men are weakened by the procedure, the brothers attack and kill all of the men in the village and take the women and children as prisoners. Like I said, pretty dark stuff, and the Torah doesn't exactly shy away from it. It's only going to go downhill from here. The rabbis of the Talmudic period are generally interested in asking questions about Torah, and sometimes they supply answers. So with this story, they want to know, why did this horrible thing happen in the first place? It's a good question, but their primary response to the question is a pretty dark one. They blame Dinah. They contort the victim into the instigator. This story of Dinah starts with the words, and Dinah went out. That's it. She went out. She walked out of her tent. Here's how the rabbis interpret that verse. They write, and Dinah, the daughter of Leah, went out. This may be compared to one who was holding a pound of meat in his hand, and as soon as he exposed it, a bird swooped down and snatched it away. Similarly, Dinah, the daughter of Leah, went out, and forthwith Shechem, the son of Hamor, saw her, and he took her and lay with her in a natural way, and then violated her unnaturally. So to the rabbis, Dinah, this young girl, is like a tempting piece of meat. I'm not going to elaborate on the metaphor anymore because it's grotesque and, of course, sexist. But I do mention it, and I do mention it here in this context because it's essential that we don't make the mistake of dismissing this type of darkness as a problem of the past. It's not something that we've evolved away from. Don't dismiss the rabbis as ancient. Their views are rather current. We see victim blaming and victim shaming all the time. What did she think would happen dressed like that? What was she wearing when it happened? Why did she go out in the first place? Past is often prologue, and ideas matter. Like I said, it's just horribly dark. And in a sense, that's the end of Dinah's story. She never speaks, not even once. She has no voice, no agency, no description of her feelings or her appearance. She's left out of Jacob's genealogy and out of his blessing. But like I said, Hanukkah is coming, and it's a time when what's dark must be forced into light. Have you ever heard the blessing for a young boy on Shabbat? We say, Yasimcha Elohim ke'Ephraim v'chi Menashe. May God inspire you to live in the tradition of Ephraim and Menashe, who carried forward the life of our people. Now, Dinah is said to be the grandmother of these 2 boys. On Shabbat, we don't say to our boys, may you be like Jacob and Esau. We don't say, may you be like Simeon and Levi, for sure. We say, may you be like Ephraim and Manasseh. And so every week, we evoke the memory of Dinah. Dinah, who is silenced by the text, is given a voice through our words. Dinah, who was written out of Jacob's genealogy, is the person whose legacy we hope our boys will inherit. Dinah was a victim of one of the darkest crimes, but now she is connected to Shabbat, the brightest moment of our week. And that's what the season of Hanukkah is about. You can't undo the darkness. It's there. Terrible things do happen. And lately, I've noticed that so many people in this community are experiencing real darkness. There's darkness on the personal level, and of course, on a more communal level. I've heard real worries about anti-Semitism, racism, and civil liberties to be all over the place. We see pictures of the darkest of human crimes in Aleppo and around the globe. What can we really do? Sometimes it feels like it's too much, like the darkness might consume us. But that's not the Jewish way. Judaism demands that light, that hope, that the future must overshadow the darkness. Think about the Maccabees. They lived under a hateful ruler who forbade the practice of Judaism. The temple in Jerusalem had been desecrated. Pigs were publicly sacrificed on the altar as a means of intimidation and humiliation. Sounds like dark times to me. The Maccabees did not give in. With grave sacrifice, they turned their world to light, reconsecrating the temple and forcing that menorah to shine for all to see. It's a good reminder right now, because that's our job as well. Where there is darkness, we must shed light. There's a custom that you put your menorah in the window. It's a way to demonstrate pride in being Jewish. Plus, it's pretty. But it's not just pretty. It's about bringing light to the world against great odds. My hope is that this Hanukkah season, Jews will coalesce to do just that, to fight injustice of all kinds and to ease the dark forces of the world. In the beginning of Genesis, we read, Vayomer Elohim Yahior, Vayahi Or, Vayar Elohim et ha'or ki tov, Vayavdel Elohim bein ha'or uvein ha'choshech. We read, God said, let there be light, and there was light. And when God saw how good the light was, God divided the light from darkness. May it be so. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat.